friends, my name is Leah. I'm a full-time seller on the Poshmark app, and today I'm going to talk to you about some athletic brands that I like to sell in my closet. This isn't an exhausted list for sure. There are so many types of athletic brands out there. I'm just going to be sharing with you what works for me and what I look for, and I have some examples for you as well. Let's get started with the athletic wear haul. Let's talk about Pink first. Pink is a brand that you might see a lot at the thrift store. Sometimes it is marked up. I only buy Pink if it's in really good condition and it's a pretty recent style. There are a lot of pink sweatshirts and pink pants. It really helps to know what is being sold right now in the store and some popular styles that people are wearing right now. But for the most part, if you see a tag that's kind of like that, then that's fairly recent. So Pink can be a good brand to pick up. It sells for usually a decent price. I wouldn't spend more than just a few dollars for a Pink item, but you'll probably be able to sell it fairly quickly. The second brand that we all know very well is Nike. I love buying Nike, but I don't buy most of it that I see. I've noticed with the Nike items that the blacks and the grays sell a little bit better than the brighter colors. So if you find something that's Nike and in really good condition and it is more of a modern piece, and I would probably pick it up if it is in good condition. Also with the Nike, a lot of times the swoosh is cracked, kind of like this one, and the resale value isn't as good for it. You can't really see it very well, but there you go, it is cracked. So this isn't as valuable as a piece that has no cracking on it. So I tend to look for the Nike swooshes that have no cracking on them. But this is a good piece for winter. In the summertime it wouldn't sell, but with Nike I try to stick more towards the grays and the blacks and the whites compared to the colors, because the more neutral usually appeals to more people. This brand is always very high quality, but I've had a really hard time selling this on Poshmark. I know a lot of people like to sell this brand on eBay, but I struggle selling it on Posh, and it is Lucy. It always has this little orange line on it, and it could be a top or it could be pants. You usually feel the quality and think how wonderful the item is, but it just doesn't sell very well on Poshmark for me. And then there is the logo on the inside. You can tell it's a nice jacket, but Lucy isn't in high demand too much on Poshmark for me. The next brand is Kalia, and if you are following me on Instagram, you know that I've gotten a few Kalia pieces recently, and that's what the logo looks like. It kind of looks like a Poshmark logo on the side. Kalia is really high quality, and the pieces are very modern, and they're also very soft and flattering. This is a little jacket tank with a hood. Another brand that I like to buy is this brand called Zella. If the item is in good condition and it's a fairly modern piece, I like to buy Zella, and here's like the little tag down there, and then this is the logo that's printed on the inside, and this is a very high quality feel to it, and I thought it was pretty modern with the ruched sleeves, and it's an extra long length. So Zella is a good brand to pick up as long as it's in good condition and a fairly modern piece. This doesn't have any type of pilling. I like to look on the arms for pilling, and oftentimes I like to check the sleeve just to make sure it's not discolored in any way, and also around the neckline. I'm always really picky about my Adidas pieces I pick up. Adidas is one of those brands that you can pretty much walk into any thrift store and find, but you want to make sure that it's a good piece that you find. I stay away from a lot of the pants if they are, if the knee is worn out at all, or if there's any pilling on them, or if they just seem to be an older style, like they're a very wide pant. Some wide pants you could get, but if it's an older style of a wide pant, I usually avoid it. I do like picking up Adidas if it is in good condition, and again, a fairly modern style. So I do like Adidas. I'm just very picky about what Adidas pieces I pick up. I like the jackets. The jackets are always something that I think is in a pretty high demand, and this is a cute one. This is a very basic Adidas jacket. I'll always pick up Adidas jackets when I see them if they look good and are in good condition. One thing that I have almost made a mistake on many times, and I did make one mistake recently. When you find a really nice piece, you can be inspecting it, but don't overlook any type of logo. This jacket, I didn't see it. It had like a little logo on the sleeve, and I don't really like picking up the athletic wear that has a logo. A lot of times it's like a car dealership or a team, like a local team. That probably won't do too well. Of course, if it's like a major sport team, then you could probably be able to sell it, but this is just for staff on an island. I looked it up. So this might not be the best thing to resell. I probably wouldn't have bought it if I would have seen it, but it is a nice Adidas jacket except for the logo. So I run into the logo deal all the time at their stores, so I try to avoid buying things with logos on them. This is just a mistake, which I'll be wearing when I go on a run. The next brand I have a really hard time selling, it is Under Armour. I just completely avoid buying Under Armour. If there is something that seems to be a really good deal and you feel like you could make a good return on your investment, then maybe you could get it, but for the most part, I stay away from Under Armour. I do buy Under Armour if I find it in a kid's hoodie. Those sell pretty well, and those sell for right around $25. So I'll buy the Under Armour kids hoodies, but for the most part, I stay away from Under Armour if it's an adult item. This next brand I love buying, it is this brand called Avalanche. And Avalanche seems to do pretty well. It's kind of like a Columbia brand, and I only buy it if it's in good condition. So again, I look for pilling and discoloration and stay away from those two things. But this is in really good condition. It's a nice little jacket, and I think it'll do pretty well on Posh. And then if you've been so lucky to find Lululemon, of course, that is a wonderful brand to pick up. I love finding Lululemon. I don't find it very often. Maybe every few months I find Lululemon. The little logo sometimes can be a challenge to find. You might not notice it right away because Lululemon, their tags, people pull the tags out often when they buy it, and then you might not be able to tell if it's Lululemon. And usually this little logo is on any type of zipper. If the item has a zipper, you can tell that it's a Lululemon by the zipper. And on the pants, oftentimes it's behind the knee or on the back middle, on top, around the waist. Also, if the item has like a secret pocket around the waistband or on the inside, a pocket on the hoodie, you can peer into the little pocket and there might be a little size dot ranging from 2 to 10, most likely. I think they go up to 12 or 14 maybe, but the little size dot is also could also reveal that it is a Lululemon piece, so look out for that. This next piece is the North Face. This is a nice North Face jacket. I don't always buy North Face, but if there's no pilling, oftentimes the North Face will have a little bit of pilling on it. I usually don't buy it if there's pilling on it, and if the fur or whatever it is, like Sherpa or any type of a lining, if it's really matted down, I don't buy it either. So I will get North Face. I don't buy like the t-shirts. I do buy the jackets and sweatshirts. There were a couple other brands that I wanted to mention, and one of them is Columbia. Columbia can be a good brand to buy if it is something that's in good condition and it's more of a modern piece. And the number one thing that I look for in Columbia, I look for it to be a good color. I really like finding Columbia things that are more of the gray-black colors. Some others that I like to get are REI. And my rules apply to REI just like they do to Columbia and some of the others. I just like to make sure it's in good condition and a fairly modern style. Another one is Brooks. Brooks is a good one if it is in good condition and modern style. A few brands that I see often but I don't buy. These I just pulled from my personal closet. I don't buy them when I see them at the thrift store, but I do see them often at the thrift store. They're usually fairly inexpensive to buy. And the first brand is called 90 Degree, and it has like a little logo of a person on it. And I don't buy this if I see it for my Poshmark closet. I do like the items. I just don't think that it has that great of a resale value. That I don't get for my Poshmark closet, even though their stuff I think is really nice, is this RBX brand. I just avoid it. I try to stick to more of the in-demand brand names, and I don't think this one's too in demand, but their stuff is pretty nice. So those are two that I stay away from. And then there are a lot of other really popular ones that you see at the thrift store. The other two that I probably see the most often is a brand that often feels like Lululemon. It's very soft, and I see a lot of jackets and pants that are the brand called Kirkland. And I don't know exactly where Kirkland is sold. I know they do sell it at Costco and maybe a few other places, but the stuff is really nice. It's just not an in-demand brand. Another one is Old Navy. I'll insert a picture of the Old Navy logo. Again, I think just to buy that brand new isn't very expensive, so a lot of people would rather probably buy that brand new unless there's a certain piece that they might be looking for. Another one that I stay away from buying is this brand called Tech Gear. Here's a picture of it. I stay away from Tech Gear. It is sold, I think it's sold at JCPenney. And then there's another one called Excursion. Excursion is sold, that one might be sold at JCPenney as well. But it is just not an in-demand brand name. So I stay away from selling those brand names. The last brand that I forgot to mention is a brand called Athleta. And I love getting Athleta, again, if it's in good condition. But it's one of those brands that ranks right up there with Lululemon. I love getting Athleta. With the athletic wear, oftentimes it is best to stick with the neutral colors. I do once in a while like that Zella top. I did buy a bright color for the Zella hoodie. I hope this video helped you as you go out looking for athletic wear to add to your closet. I know with January coming, a lot of people have a new year, new me mentality to go hit the gym. So I think that a lot of workout wear will be really popular over the next coming weeks and months. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And leave me a comment with your Instagram username down in the description, as well as your Poshmark username. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If there's any brands that you think I missed that you love selling on Poshmark, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Bye!